Newton's second law of motion reveals a fascinating relationship between force, mass, and acceleration. It states that the acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the net force acting on it, and inversely proportional to its mass. In simpler terms, if you push harder on an object, it accelerates faster, but if the object is heavier, it accelerates less for the same force. For instance, if you apply 10 newtons of force to a 5-kilogram object, it accelerates at 2 meters per second squared. This principle is everywhere, whether you're driving a car or kicking a football. Understanding this law helps us grasp how forces shape the world around us. Today, we're diving into something really exciting: Newton's second law of motion. This law helps us understand how things move when we push or pull them. Let's start with the concept of force. When you push something, you're using force. Force is just a fancy word for a push or a pull. For example, when I push this toy car, I'm applying force. Watch closely as the car zooms forward. Now let's talk about mass. Mass is all about how heavy or light something is. Look at these two toy cars. One is small and light, while the other is big and heavy. Which one do you think is easier to push? Let's find out. When I push the small car, it moves easily. But when I push the big car, it's much harder to get it moving. That's because the bigger and heavier something is, the more force it takes to move it. Now, let's see what happens when we push both cars with the same strength. Ready? Go! The small car zooms ahead, while the heavy car moves slowly. Why is that? It's simple. The small car is lighter, so it goes faster. The big car is heavier, making it harder to move quickly. This shows us that the heavier something is, the more effort it takes to make it go fast. Want to try a fun experiment? Grab two toys, one big and heavy, and one small and light. Push them both and see which one goes faster. It's a great way to see Newton's second law in action. Now, let's break down how this law works. The formula for Newton's second law is F equals ma. This means that the force, F, you use to push something depends on its mass, m, and how fast you want it to accelerate. If you push something hard, it will go fast. But if it's heavy, it will be harder to make it go fast. So remember, the harder you push, the faster something will go. And the heavier it is, the more effort you'll need to make it move quickly. Newton's second law helps us understand how and why things move the way they do. Now, think about this. Which car do you think will go faster, the small one or the big one? Why do you think so? Keep exploring and experimenting with these ideas, and you'll see how fun science can be.